Chris Overbay here with your market update as we head into the month of February. And wow, have we seen an uptick in traffic. Here within the Knoxville area today, we're going to get to the numbers. Keep in mind as we dive into these numbers are going to be reflective of the traffic from December carrying over into January, in which January we've seen a huge uptick in the right direction for the housing market as we head into the spring season. We're going to go ahead and get started with the median days on market clocking in at 25 for the month of January. That's in comparison to only 6 in the month of January just 1 year ago. However, keep in mind that year was certainly an anomaly as interest rates and inventory both were at record lows. The absorption rate did have a 77% up from 1.05 to 1.86. That is reflective of the number of months that the median home is on market. In other words, a 1.86 days on market is reflective of how many months worth of inventory. So 1.86 months worth of inventory was on the market for the month of January. When you're looking at the absorption rate, a healthy number within a market where both buyers and sellers will have a normal amount of leverage. The number is 6 or 6 months worth of inventory is a healthy market within the real estate economy as well as nationwide. The nationwide absorption rate is 2.9, which is certainly higher than the Knoxville area. We still have a shortage of homes here within the Knoxville area. That still equates to a housing shortage by definition. Number of sold homes is down 29.4%, clocking in at 1,101. That is down from 1,559 just a year ago in the month of January. One important thing to remember with that is reflective, of course, of December contracts, not January contracts, as the average home that closed in January went under contract in December. Pending listings is an excellent way to look at how the market actually did within the month of January. And when we look at that, we see a staggering difference in comparison to sold homes. While sold homes were down 29.4%, pending transactions were only down 3.4% over last year. The amount of homes that went under contract for the month of January was 1,653, while the number of pending homes that went under contract for the month of January just a year ago was at 1,632. This is virtually no difference, and these are really impressive numbers here within the local market, giving us an indication that the market has certainly bounced right back here within the Knoxville area. The increase in pending listings certainly correlates with the amount of mortgage applications. Mortgage applications are up 28% nationwide, and the number of showings up 17% since November. The amount of traffic, which will be buyers and sellers reaching out to agents, is up 13% as well. So for the month of January, we have seen showings tick up both nationally and locally. We've seen mortgage applications rise, and we've seen the amount of pending transactions tick way up for the month of January, breaking the decrease that we have seen over the past few months. This is great news for the housing economy as well as many other sectors within the marketplace. When you have a healthy housing economy, you have healthy markets across, as home sales typically translate to money within the local economy. Keep in mind, this is not just in tax dollars. However, that certainly is the case. This also means more roofers are working, more electricians are working, more plumbers are working, more mortgage loan officers are working, more excavators are working, and so on and so on.
I gotta wake my ass up at 6 a.m. every day this week. Drag up to Las Galindas. Yeah, I'm doing the drywall up there at the new McDonald's.
Despite the talks of a crash and home prices declining, we have actually seen quite the opposite, which is what I said 6 months ago when I discussed this issue, that we would see a leveling off of the appreciation. However, I never believed that homes would drop 20% and that we were headed for another 2008.
Frank? Methinks somebody made a boo-boo. Maybe we didn't know how to use Quicken. Yeah, that could be it.
Frank.
When you look across the 240 plus years within the housing market here in America, the only thing that we have seen is appreciation outside of two crashes within the housing market, two crashes throughout American history. Both of those times, inventory was high, demand was low. The sales price for the month of January increased by 5% up to 315 from 300,000 just a year ago. Median list priced at 399, that up from just a year ago at $325,000. New listings to the market virtually identical with 1,617 in comparison to 1,632 for the month of January 2022. All this data seems to tell us that the Knoxville housing market especially is remaining very strong. Knoxville, again, as I've said many times, is one of the most recession-proof cities in the United States, certainly one of the most in the Southeast, and the Southeast is certainly holding strong as the hot spot that Americans seem to be flocking to in general. Bidding wars are still happening, although they have subsided somewhat. Thank God for that. I think everybody is happy for that outside of sellers and listing agents, but this is great news for buyers. Bidding wars are still happening. However, there are some commonalities when you look at the bidding wars and where they are happening and on which homes you see them happening on. Bidding wars typically happen on affordable homes. So your $1 million+ homes, normally you do not see bidding wars unless they are crazy underpriced, as you have a much smaller pool of buyers. Suburban areas are another place in which we see bidding wars tend to happen more often, as you have a denser population. You have more folks living there than in your rural areas. Single family homes, again, that goes back to the pool of buyers. Anytime you have a larger pool of buyers, you're simply going to have more demand for that, which is going to be more offers for that type of home. And the last two are move-in ready and homes that are priced competitively. Most folks don't want to have a giant project on their hands. Most folks are not construction workers, and several loan types will not allow for homes that need construction done to them or are still under construction. All of your government-backed loans, for example, FHA, VA, USDA, and THDA, which is a local program which helps with down payment assistance, basically an FHA loan. All of those loans, the home has to be move-in ready according to the definitions set by our government. So to recap, for the month of January, we see the market stabilize and we see the market break its streak of a downturn within the past few months, within showings, within traffic.
We got Mike Lowry here. Mike Lowry in a Nissan Quest.
And within sales. While we did not beat last year when it comes to total amount of transactions and sales, it's important to realize again that last year we had a very abnormal market and it should not really be taken into comparison. A much better way to look at how the market has done would be to look over the past 5 years or 10 years or so to get a good picture of where the market is. The market is remaining strong. It is stabilizing. And I believe this will create a very good condition heading into spring. I'm Chris Overbay, the Blue Collar Agent, with your market update for January 2023.